This is the whole one.
Good evening. Welcome to the Muskogee Municipal Authority meeting, March 24th, 2025. Mr. Abel, would you please do our invitation?
Sure. Heavenly Father, we ask for your wisdom and guidance as we gather to make decisions for our community. Help us lead with fairness, humility, and spirit of unity. Bless this meeting and all those who we serve.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Pledge allegiance. Attention. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Oklahoma pledge. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma, its symbols of peace unite all people. Okay, we have roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hoos. Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
C.B. Abel.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Okay. Item number 1, please.
Consider approval of MMA minutes of February 24th, 2025, or take other necessary action.
I make a motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item number 2, please.
Consider approval of MMA claims for the month ending February 28th, 2025, or take other necessary actions.
Mr. Coleman?
Chair, members of the board, before you, you have the claims list for the MMA for the month of February 28, 2025. Ready to answer any questions you may have, and staff recommends approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. This meeting is now adjourned. Okay, next we're now in the Muskogee City Council. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hoos.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
C.B. Abel.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Okay, motion, that passes. Next,
Do we have approval of minutes?
bring it right here. Approval of the minutes, February 10th and February 24th.
Move for approval. Second it.
Okay, motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Next we'll approve the consent agenda. Items number 1 through 4.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Now our regular agenda, item number 5.
Hold a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 4246A, rezoning the property located at 3800 South Cherokee Drive in the northeast quarter of Section 11, Township 14 North, Range 18 east of the Indian Base and Meridian, Muskogee County, State of Oklahoma, from R1 Single Family to RA Agricultural Residential, directing staff to update the official zoning map of the city, providing for repealer, severability, and setting an effective date or take other necessary action.
Okay, we're now in a public hearing. Ms. Winkle?
Yes. Good evening. The applicants of this property have requested to rezone this property. They are wanting to construct an accessory dwelling unit that is going to be, and an apiary barn, excuse me. In looking through this, it does conform to the 2013 Muskogee Comprehensive Plan and Future Land Use Map. On the map on the screen, you can see the location of the property. It is just south of Grandview Baptist Church. On the access road leading to Smith Ferry Road, like you're going to Hilldale. I can take any questions if you have them.
Can you explain once again, what are they proposing to build there?
They're going to construct an accessory dwelling as well as an apiary barn.
Can you go into any more detail on the barn?
From what I understand, they're doing this for their kids that they have. They are not here tonight, I do believe, to speak on this, but it does conform to everything. We sent out to the property owners. Everybody is aware of everything that they're going to be doing as far as the barn goes, and it does conform, and it is in the residential location for what they can have.
Now, is this connected to the church property? Is this a church project?
It is not. It's actually quite a bit down from the church.
Yeah, it's but on the other side of the house that's next to the church there by the creek, right? From the looks of the map.
So there are two other properties just to the south of the church before you get to this one.
So you go back toward Smith Ferry.
Yes.
You're going back toward the other way. And this is, planning's approved this?
Yes.
I move for approval.
A second.
Yeah, first we need to close the public hearing. Anybody that would like to speak for or against this item? Okay, we'll now close the public hearing. Is there any council discussion other than? It looks like we have a motion from Jamie.
Ms. Seabee's second.
Yep.
And we have
A second.
a second for approval. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes, motion passes. Item number 6, please.
Hold a public hearing and consider approval of resolution number 3023, future land use map amendment for the property located at 1305 South 32nd Street, or take other necessary action.
We are now in a public meeting. Ms. Winkle?
Yes. This item actually goes with the next item as well. We are requesting an amendment to the land use map. There is a property located right off a border in 32nd. It's where McLean's Furniture used to be, that we are wanting to adjust the land use amendment map on, and also rezone for a proposed travel center that'll be going there, which you'll see on the next item. But this item is strictly just to amend the land use map to show it going from C1 and C2 local commercial to just a general regional commercial to support this rezone.
Okay, any citizen like to speak to this item? We'll now close the hearing. Do we have any council comments?
I think this will be a great great thing, and I move for approval.
I
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes, motion passes. Item number 7, please.
Hold a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 4252A, rezoning the property located at 1305 South 32nd Street in the northeast quarter of Section 33, Township 15 North, Range 18 East of the Indian Basin Meridian, Muskogee County, State of Oklahoma, from C1 Local Commercial and C2 General Commercial to C2 General Commercial, directing staff to update the official zoning map of the city, providing for repealer, severability, and setting an effective date or take other necessary action.
We're now in a public hearing. Ms. Winkle?
Yes, sir. Just to go into a little bit more depth as far as the rezone goes. So the proposed use, again, is they're wanting to do a travel center. These are just photos of the area right now, as you can see what is there. We do have, and it's hard to see on this, I apologize. We do have a site plan and a rendering of just a proposal of what they are talking about doing. It would include, but is not limited to, a fueling and servicing center, washing center, restaurants, and different things on this area. The Planning and Zoning Commission has recommended approval on this, and if you have any questions, I can definitely answer those.
I don't have any questions, but as a comment, I'll say as the counselor of Ward 3, this is exciting. I am really super excited about this.
Is there anyone that would like to speak on this item? Yeah, are you signed up for this item? Okay, come on forward, please.
I simply have a question about the matter. By rezoning this property, is that going to cut out local businesses from being able to have opportunities to open in one of the units there?
I don't see that it would.
The applicant is here, so that would probably be a better person to provide those answers.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Would the applicant like to?
Yeah.
By rezoning this property, would that cut out the opportunity for local businesses to try to get access to one of these units? Or is it just going to bring in more corporate chains?
I could probably speak to that a little bit. So you're saying in the,
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't come to the mic.
okay, so just to make sure I understand the question, you mean in the inline units, would it eliminate a local business from being able to lease space
Yes.
in there? I wouldn't say it would preclude it. In fact, it's going to be owned and operated by, it's not going out to corporate chains. The developer of this property is the operator. Did I need to say that in the microphone?
Yes, in the microphone,
I'm sorry.
please.
The developer of the property is the operator of all these businesses. So it's not like a New York-based global chain that's doing it. And there is a phase that has a retail component that would be available to marketed for public lease.
Thank you.
Okay, that answers that question. We are now out of our public hearing. Move for approval.
Second it.
We have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Definitely yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes, item passes. Number 8, please.
Consider approval of resolution number 3026, a resolution approving and adopting an amendment to the Muskogee Tourism Authority bylaws, section 2.2B, amending terms of office for trustees from a 5-year term to a 4-year term with eligibility to serve one additional 4-year term upon first term expiration, or take other necessary action.
Ms. Stout?
Yes, this is something that we sent back to the Tourism Authority back in December to relook at, to change it from the 7-year down to the 4-year terms. And they have went through their process with their board, and so it's back to us for approval. So I move for approval that we extend their 4-year, that they can serve 2 4-year terms on their board.
And I second it.
We got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So the trustees were made aware of the
Yes, but it
possibility,
had to go through their board for approval.
and they understand that some of them, their terms will be cut down,
Yes, it was, there's details of that in our packets.
but the
of their
trustees are
terms, but
okay with
yes,
that?
It was, went through their board for approval.
Thank you.
I made the motion.
Okay. And we had a second on that? We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 9, please.
Receive presentation, hold a discussion, and consider funding the Great Gang Resistance Education and Training Program to empower and support our young people going through the court system to help foster immunization against delinquency, youth violence, and gang membership, or take other necessary action.
Counselor Cranford, please.
Yes, tonight you have before you a great program, the Gang Resistance Education and Training Program that is currently run by our Community Resource Officer, Officer Ron May. This is a great project that I've been a part of, and it's to increase the utilization of community-based services and best practices for our young people. I think in lieu of some of the recent violence that we've had in our community from young people, this gives them and offers them a wraparound support. I think that these funds would be utilized greatly. Officer Mays is here to speak to the great program, and we also have some young people here today that have utilized this program as a wraparound support. And I would like for Officer Mays to just come and speak to this. And you young people, I'm so proud of you. Come up. Let's give them a hand as they come.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Once again, I'm Officer Mays from Muskogee Police Department. This great program started, well, I got certified back in 2012. And at that particular time, I was doing it in the schools, just to try to help out with a lot of the behaviors and what have you. And then I moved it to the juvenile court. It's been laying dormant for a while. Here recently, we started this back up. I got with the juvenile judge and wrote a proposal to him. He was on board with it, and we hit the ground running. This is just a few of the young men. There's a couple of young women as well, but a few young men that decided to come with me. One of the things I want to do is impact their lives, bring them into situations they've never really been in. You know, one of them said, "Hey, is this like some politics?" And so, again, just trying to change the environment that they have. And if I could, let some of them speak, or if you have any questions. But I'd rather hear from them, because I can put some words together and tickle your ears. But I want to hear you let these guys tell just a little bit about themselves, where they were, and then what the great program has done for them.
My name is Lathan, and about a year ago, I was doing bad stuff like vaping and smoking, and I got caught with a vape at school, and when I went to court, he enrolled me in, and the first Wednesday, he was talking to us, and I realized that his encouragement is really helping me, and his truth is actually helping us, and I feel like he's helping us going down a right path instead of the wrong path.
Thank you for having the confidence to come up. It's impressive.
I used to be very sensitive for what people called me or how they treated me, so I went down a very wrong path. So I'm just happy to be here today. And I'm glad that I can control my anger a lot more now. And Officer Mays has helped me a lot through that.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Keep up the great work.
Before the great program, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I made bad choices. I would get frustrated easily. After the great program, I felt like it taught me to be a man and stay away from the bad things. It taught me to stay away from drugs and other addictions and do something else productive. I also learned how to control my anger.
Well, congratulations, you guys have the opportunity to go a long way. And I'm real proud of your decisions and real proud of your confidence. And I look forward to seeing you again someday. But good for you fellas.
Thank you all for
And
coming.
before I end, I just want to say this. When the program gets so good to these young men, they beat me to the mall. I'm coming in, they're already there, waiting for me.
That's where you have the program at.
And that's why I have it at the mall office. And one of the good things that I incorporated was mindful resolution, where we begin to meditate. These guys, oh my goodness, when the kids begin to open up to you, I'm trying to keep myself composed, because you really don't know what these kids are really going through on a day-to-day basis. But to be able to release themselves, man, I'm trying to hold myself together. But that's how real this thing is to me. And for one of the guys, and I'm just going to call him out and be honest with you, one of these guys, I mean, the things that we're going through, to whereas now he has a better understanding, to whereas we opened up and found out what the problem was. We got to the root of it. And to whereas he was able to be great over the spring break. And that's the reason why they have these shirts on. Because I want these kids to have something to remember. Anytime that when a decision comes, they can look at their shirt and say, I'm great. To where we continue to embrace these kids and let them tell us their truth. Not us them telling us, but they're giving us their truth, and then we help them along the way. And that's it.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Officer, thank you as well.
All right.
You're doing a great job, and I can see these young fellas admire you, and obviously you're mentoring them very well. And congratulations to you, and I think you're doing a great job.
Great program.
For sure. I'll say I've worked with Officer Mays for over 20 years, pretty close, and he's one of the guys that actually definitely you could tell and see has made a difference in our community. And he's helped make a lot of connections in our community. You've helped out a lot, and I appreciate you.
Keep up the good work, men.
Thank you.
Thank
So again, I've had the opportunity to work with Officer Mays and doing some of these wraparound supports, and these young people having these courageous conversations not only help them, but it helps their families, and in turn helps our community. And so I'm going to ask that we allocate funds to assist him in this effort.
I think that's a wonderful proposal. Are we to figure out how we'll do the funding at a later
Sure.
time?
So I would like for those funds to come from the Youth Alcohol and Prevention Fund, because we have those finances available. We just have to make an amendment to the budget.
So the proper motion would be to determine the amount and then direct staff to come back at the next meeting with a budgetary amendment effective.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion for staff to determine that amount and
Make an amendment to the budget.
make an amendment to the budget.
Yes.
Thank you.
Could we see also, has any money been spent out of that account in the past?
And you're talking about the youth alcohol prevention program?
Yes, ma'am.
And
And if so, where did it go? And if not, then why haven't we used it?
Yeah, I think funds haven't been allocated to be spent, but the money is in there.
Okay.
Good.
So we have some other programs in town that could
Could use
maybe
that.
use it as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion now to maybe explore how to best use those funds? Can we kind of change the motion up to not only this program? I think the GREAT program is a great program, but also be able to maybe with that fund determine other programs that also can benefit from those funds? Can we make a broader motion?
I'll,
But actually, we have the mayor's motion on the floor, and a broader use of the funds is not on the agenda, so that would need to be a separate item.
Thank you. I'll come back and, we'll come back and bring it.
we will. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. There's a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes, please.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes, and Councilor Cranford, thank you for your efforts.
Good job.
Thank you very
Good
much.
Thank you.
Item number 10,
Consider approval of the appointment of Todd Grable to the War Memorial Trust Authority, filling the expired term of Ashley Davis, beginning May 1st, 2025, and ending April 30th, 2028, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Abel.
Yeah, we spoke about this before, and Mr. Grable will be a great addition, and I'm excited to get him back out there at the War Memorial.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 11, please.
Consider approval of the appointment of Stacy Alexander to the Parks and Recreation Board to serve a 4-year term, filling the expiring term of Kimberly Hackes, beginning April 1st, 2025, and ending May 31st, 2029, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Dan Hall, please.
Stacy Alexander is a realtor here in town, and she is better known in my neighborhood as the cul-de-sac queen. She takes care of everybody in the neighborhood, makes sure everything's pretty, so the park would be a great place for her to be. She's been on the board before, she's done a great job, and I recommend her to go back on.
Second.
And I'm glad to hear that. She's an outstanding citizen. She's a wonderful person. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 12, please.
Consider the reappointment of James Gully to serve on the Civil Service Commission, serving a 6-year term as the city's appointee, beginning March 1st, 2025, and ending February 28th, 2031, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Stout.
Yes, James is a great asset to our community and serves in many ways. And so he is eligible for reappointment for the Civil Service Commission, and I'd like to reappoint him.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Next, we have some citizens wishing to speak to the council. They'll have 3 minutes, and the first up can be Mr. Billy Wagner. And if you would, Mr. Wagner, just restate your name only again.
Billy Wagner.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. I'm sure you guys have all heard this before. Bills are too high in Muskogee. The water bill, we're getting spikes. Some citizens report $200 to $1,600. If you don't pay that, water gets shut off. And we call, the city's no help. File a claim, that's ridiculous. But anyways, I didn't come up here to complain or any of that, just wonder what you guys thought, how you guys can fix that. My bad.
So, you can't respond, After this meeting, can you and I have about 5 minutes
Absolutely.
together?
Yes, sir. Sounds good. That's all I got.
Thank you, Manager.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Pat Cassica? And we all know you, but if you'll just state your name again, that would be nice.
Pat Kasica.
Thank you.
Mayor Cole, on February the 24th, 2025, I wrote a letter to you asking if you were the mayor or was it Katrina Bodenhammer or Tammy Tracy. I asked this question because apparently they decide who can speak and when, including the subject matter. Because you allowed them to take control of the February council meeting, I was not impressed with the way you handled the situation and that you never responded to my letter. When I was called to the podium to speak, Tammy Tracy interrupted me because my agenda item didn't relate to the agenda. There was confusion over what was considered appropriate and what was important, and I waited 3.5 hours to speak after all the other agenda items were presented. While I waited for a response, Katrina Bodenhammer ordered the police chief to escort me out of the meeting like a common criminal. Not a single person on the council spoke up on my behalf. I am not a criminal, nor was I out of line in asking to finish my statement. Katrina Bodenhammer and Tammy Tracy were out of line taking control of the meeting. Mr. Mayor, this could have been had a more positive outcome if you would have maintained control of the meeting. However, it is obvious that protocol is more important than citizens, especially when it comes to elderly constituents. It is a lot to ask citizens to wait through several executive sessions as well as lengthy ones when there is no available seating. When I mentioned weak leadership throughout the department, this is what I meant. Noise in my neighborhood is a constant problem. The police will not come unless you file a report in person, and that puts the person in jeopardy because then everybody knows who called the police. Code enforcement was also contacted because of noises coming from fixing automobiles in our neighborhood. That is against city ordinances. When I called them, the east side worker wanted me to call back and give my information to the west side worker. This is not the type of service citizens want or deserve. They want action. Last Wednesday on trash day, when the winds were 55 miles per hour and it was very cold, the wind blew the trash container over. The message center told me I would have to remove all the trash from the container, put the trash upright, set it back out on the road, and be charged $20 to do that. I contacted the supervisor and talked to Crystal, and she sent someone out immediately. We need more people like Crystal who are caring workers. In my letter to you, Mr. Mayor, more honest transparency should be forthcoming from the City Council. Citizens do not trust city government because most of the departments are ineffective. I just gave 3 examples of this problem. The list of lawsuits against the city of Muskogee grows tragically longer because the ordinances are not adhered to when it comes to citizens' rights. And I refer to the article in the newsletter about Muskogee Bitcoin Mining Division had 10 violations according to the environmental quality. Muskogee citizens are more proactive, and they are not asking but demanding strong leadership and honest transparency in this city government.
Thank you, ma'am. Guess we'll move to item number 13.
Mayor, may I ask to have a 5-minute recess where you can address with Mr. Wagner
Yes.
while we clear the areas? Okay, thank you.
You ready?
Yeah.
Consider an executive session to discuss and take possible action on the following. A, pursuant to Section 307C11, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes, consider convening in an executive session to discuss and receive an update on ongoing matters pertaining to economic development within the city, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session, including discussion and possible action to review or terminate an agreement with Retail Attractions, LLC. B, pursuant to Section 307B for Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss workers' compensation claim number 10-24-19, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session. C, pursuant to Section 307B for Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, considering convening an executive session to discuss workers' compensation claim number 10-23-21, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session. D, pursuant to Section 307B for Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss the pending tort claim CA-02-2025, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session. E, pursuant to Section 307B1, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of City Attorney Katrina Bodenhammer, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session.
Move for approval with the 5-minute break. Recess.
F, pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss the lawsuit styled England versus City of Muskogee, case number CV-2007-20, filed in the District Court in and for Muskogee County, Oklahoma, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session.
Once again, I apologize for not turning the page, but I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session with a 5-minute recess before starting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hoos?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. We're in 5-minute recess. Okay, have now come out of executive session. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Here.
Jamie Stout?
Here.
Tracy Hoos? Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Here.
C.B. Abel?
Here.
Melody Cranford?
Here.
Dan Hall?
Present.
Tom Martindale?
Here.
Okay, letter number A, please.
Thank you, Mayor. 13A, pursuant to Section 307C11, Title 25 Oklahoma statute, council did convene an executive session to discuss or receive an update on ongoing matters pertaining to economic development within the city, and no action is required on this item.
Thank you. Letter B.
Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss workers' compensation claim number 102419. An appropriate motion will be to approve the settlement as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hoos?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes.
Item
Letter
C.
Number C, yes.
Thank you. Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss workers' compensation claim number 10-23-21. An appropriate motion would be to approve the settlement as discussed in executive
I move
session.
for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hoos?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. D, Ms. Bodenhammer?
Thank you, Mayor. Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss the pending tort claim CA-02-2025. An appropriate motion will be to approve the settlement as discussed in executive session.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call?
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
C.B. Abel?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hoos?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Letter number E.
Pursuant to Section 307B1, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of City Attorney Katrina Bodenhammer, and no action is necessary.
Thank you. And finally, item number F.
Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss the lawsuit styled England v. City of Muskogee, case number CV 2007-20, filed in the District Court in and for Muskogee County, Oklahoma, and no action is required on this item.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Next, we'll have our MRA. Okay, Muskogee Redevelopment Authority, March 24th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hous.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
C.B. Abel.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Here. Okay, item number 1, please.
Consider approval of minutes of February 24th, 2025, or take other necessary action.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Number 2, please.
Consider approval of Muskogee Redevelopment Authority claims for the period of February 15th, 2025 through March 14th, 2025, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Coleman.
Chair, members of the board, these are the claims for the MRA from the period, or during the period 15 February through 14 March of 2025. Ready to answer any questions you may have, and staff recommends approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton.
Yes.
Flannery. Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item number 3.
Consider an executive session to discuss and take possible action on the following. A, pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes, consider convening an executive session to discuss the status of Leon Davis versus Muskogee Redevelopment Authority. Is that C3?
CJ.
CJ 2023-32 and EEOC complaint 564-2022-01584 involving the city of Muskogee, and if necessary, take appropriate action in open session.
So moved.
Okay. We are now in executive session.
Second.
Oh, I'm
Second.
sorry. We do have a roll call. We have a first and a second?
Yes.
Roll call, please. My apologies.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
C.B. Abel.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes, thank you. We are now in executive session. We are now back in executive session.
Open session.
Open session. Out of executive session. We now need a roll call.
Yes. No. I don't know. That's not my job.
I think we need a roll call to come back in.
Yeah, we do. We don't need a roll call to go out, but we do need one to come back in.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hous.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
C.B. Abel.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Letter number A, Ms. Bodenhammer.
Thank you, Mayor. Pursuant to Section 307B4, Title 25 Oklahoma statutes, council did convene an executive session to discuss the status of Leon Davis versus the Muskogee Redevelopment Authority, CJ 2023-32, and EEOC complaint 564-2022-01584 involving the city of Muskogee, and an appropriate motion, or actually, there's no action required on this item.
Okay, thank you, everybody. This meeting is adjourned.